Hi, I'm Cactus Cutie, and I haven't shaved in almost 10 years. Until tomorrow. So, for the past 10 years, I've basically just been trimming my armpit hair, my bush, and I don't even really trim or do anything to my legs, actually. I just kind of let them go and let them be free. But I don't even trim that often either. So, I'm sure you're wondering why I have body hair in the first place and when this all started and was I okay? I started this in 2016 because I am a photographer, actually. I am a boudoir photographer, I'm a fashion photographer, and there was this model that I was shooting that had hairy armpits. And I asked her about it, and she just seemed like so nonchalant about it. She's like, yeah, I just have armpit hair. And sometimes I trim it, sometimes I don't. And I was like, oh, I had just never, I had seen one other person at the Renaissance Festival when I was young who had hairy armpits. And I was just so curious about it, but I was never like really disgusted by it. And I never felt like there was like this weird shame around it. I was just always curious about it. So I shot that model in October, which was right before No Shave November. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I just try out No Shave November and see how I feel? And I can totally trim it at the end of the month. I just wanted to know what it was like to have armpit hair. So that's when I started growing out my armpit hair. And at the end of the month, I was like, I don't see anything wrong with this. I actually kind of like it. I don't have to shave all the time and get razor bumps and stuff like that. And I kind of thought it was a cool accessory to my clothing and my look and my body. And I don't know, it just felt normal to have hair there. So I kept it. And that was a long time ago. That was almost 10 years ago. So I have really been enjoying being a hairy person for the most part, really. So I've been an online sex worker since 2016, which is basically over 9 years by this point. And that's kind of when I stopped shaving as well. So I think they kind of like work in tandem with each other about how I have like created my brand, my identity, my look, and just kind of figured out how to market myself to try to make more money. So when I started doing sex work, I also started being hairy kind of around the same time. So I use that in my hashtags on the very first site that I was on. I was a cam model on MFC. That was 2016. So it was 9 years ago. And I put it in my tags, and people asked to see my armpits. They asked me to lick them. They asked me to sniff them. They asked me to put them towards the screen. And I don't know, I was kind of really enjoying it. I don't know, it was a new journey for me. I didn't know what body hair could bring, really. And I was new at sex work in general. So I was just kind of learning the ropes, and I had no idea people were really into body hair that much. So because it was so popular and it was something that was a little more niche than other people could do, popular and I mean, I wasn't making crazy money at all. I was making what the average sex worker really makes, which is not a lot. But I was really enjoying this new body interest of mine and of other people's where I had never really explored it before. So I ran with it. I kept advertising myself as a hairy girl. I really grew the bush on the armpit hair out instead of just kind of like keeping it trimmed. And people love my hairy armpits and my bush. Oh my God, they love my bush, which is great. I love that for them. In 2020, I held this contest for people to pick my next bush shape because I hadn't trimmed or like really shaved it into something for a while. And I thought doing that would be really fun. So I had like a lightning bolt as an option, landing strip, full bush. There was like a heart. It was really cute, but nobody voted for me to keep the bush, which was very interesting. So lightning bolt won. And then when I did it, I got so many people pissed at me. I lost followers. I lost fans. And this was across like all of my platforms. People were pissed that I I trimmed and shaved my pussy. So unfortunately, I learned the hard way that my fans do not want me to trim or shave my bush. But this is my life and my body, and I'm gonna do what I want. What's also neat is that people do buy videos of me trimming my body hair. So I have quite a few videos of me trimming my armpit hair, my bush. I don't have any of my legs yet. So if that's something you're wanting to see, this is the video for you. Well, this is the intro to the video for you. Actually, right before I started filming this video, I got 4 consecutive sales from the same person who bought trimming my thick hairy armpits, trimming my armpit hair topless, trimming my hairy armpits naked, and trimming my hairy armpits over a mirror. So here's some pros of having body hair. Number 1, no razor bumps, no itchy ingrown hairs, no feeling like a cactus the day after you shave. No pun intended. I know that is my name. Number 2, you get more time in the bath, in the shower, in life. How long does it take to shave your legs and your armpits? Like what, once, twice a week? That's time. And I want that. Some people love bushes and love armpit hair and love hairy feet and love hairy legs. So I cash in on that. And so do my friends. Which brings me to my next point. Number 4, it's been really great to have a community of other people like me, models in the sex work industry who are also hairy. We have group chats, we help each other out with like promoting each other's content, and we talk to each other about how we maintain our hair, about how to respond to people who say terrible comments on our posts. Number 5, I just personally love the look of hairy armpits. Like, I think it's a great accessory for my armpits. It's like nothing else is there anyways, so why not put something there? I mean, that's why I have tattoos. I want to fill in the blanks. I want to accessorize. So, I mean, this is like a naturally given thing that we're born with and that we grow. So instead of getting rid of it, why don't we embrace it and make it look good, you know? And the coolest one of all, number 6, having a bush is punk. I said it. Having a bush is punk because it goes against societal norms. Everybody is expected to have a trimmed, cute little kitty when they go see a prospective sexual partner. And they're expected to have that when they go to the beach. Like, God forbid that you have hair on your body when you go to the beach. And we're expected to take all this time and spend all this money just to be something that other people want us to be. And we've been shaming each other, and especially women against women and men against women, and pretty much all genders, really. We have this like inherent bias that shaving is the only way to do it. Having body hair is just like gross and disgusting, which it's not. So it's pretty punk to have a bush. Honestly, I'd say if you want to start a revolution, start growing a bush. Okay, cons. Here we go. Number 1, and this is my biggest personal gripe against it, not everybody deals with this, but my bush is coarse. She is wiry. She is hard to the touch. Even with moisturizers and all that kind of stuff, she is dry. So I am itchy down in my vulva all the time. I am always trying to get the hair that sticks into my lips. It's hitting my outer labia and my inner labia. So it is just like itching, chafing. And then actually, it does the next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is number 2, which is it sucks up all the moisture of all your oils, your lotions, your lube. That you need so much. I spend so much on lube just because my bush it's a sponge. It just takes everything in, no matter how much you put on there. Con number 3, I get stared at a lot, especially when I lift up my arms. especially when I'm wearing shorts in the summer, I get looked at a lot. And, I kind of don't like, even though this is my job, I don't like being perceived in that way. I don't like being perceived in a way that feels like that's the only thing they can think about me when they look at me. I don't like feeling like there's this directed energy and attention towards something that's just what seems like a normal part of me. But whenever I lift up my arms, like I was just with somebody recently who could not stop looking at my armpits. And I know these things are long. I know they look different. And I know it's something that not everybody experiences all the time, because I know it was a really long time for me to even see somebody with hairy armpits. But it kind of feels like you're just a clown, or you're like, I don't know, you're just so visible. And that's the only thing people can think about you. It just feels like you're this spectacle. And I'm just trying to go to the grocery store, Kieran. Con number 4, and this applies to being somebody who is visible on the internet. I get the razor emoji more than any other emoji on my posts. It feels like people just really want to tell you how they want you to present yourself. So they say ugly, gross, shave. It just sucks that people feel like they need to have an opinion about you and your own body because it's something that they've never experienced before, and all they know about it is that it's bad. So commenting on it, I mean, especially in this day and age, there are so many hate comments in this world on the internet. People don't know when to stop. Just let people be. Con number 5 is that some people think that I'm unhygienic. I am freshly showered and I have armpit hair. I'm freshly showered and I have leg hair. Just because I have body hair doesn't mean that I don't take care of myself. It doesn't mean that I'm gross. All I can say is that I've let this grow. This is natural. This grows here. This is meant to be here. Our bodies were designed this way. They're designed to trap bacteria. They're designed to help us stay healthy and take care of ourselves. So maybe do a little research on armpit hair first before you call me gross. And yes, sometimes I can get a little extra sweaty or a little extra smelly. There is hair there, so it's going to trap and catch that sweat and that odor. So sometimes it does kind of linger a little bit, but that's what cleaning your armpits is for. That's what most people should be doing anyways. I honestly haven't noticed that big of a difference in when I trim versus when I'm really, really hairy, but there's a little bit of a difference. I do have to put a little bit more deodorant on, and sometimes the deodorant gets stuck to all my hairs, so it's a little bit harder to hide the deodorant. But it's not that bad of an issue, honestly. Most men have hairy armpits like me. So why is it only women that it's unhygienic for? Explain that, patriarchy. So with all of these cons and just my personal experiences and the desire to try something new, I am ready to shave for the first time in almost 10 years. I am nervous. I'm nervous about how it's going to grow out. I'm nervous about how it's going to feel. And I'm nervous about losing my followers and my fans. So please don't leave me. Trust me, I have a lot of hairy content that you can watch from the past almost 10 years that I've been a sex worker. So don't get too upset when I do this, okay? Please. I am just so excited for this video to be my first in the series, Cactus Tries. I'm going to be trying out new things because I've always been interested in some things and maybe never had the guidance or just been curious to do things on my own. And I want to share my experience with you and what it's like before, during, and after. So because I own 0 razors and haven't shopped for them in almost 10 years, I had to go to the store and I had no idea what to pick. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this, so I don't know if I should get one that has extra razors on it. So probably something like this, right? 5 blades, glide strips, and a no-slip grip handle. Okay, all right. There's a Barbie one. Okay, so apparently I should get the Moisture Plus, and I should probably get the purple one, right? So I remember back the last time I ever shaved, really, it had these kind of things on it, and that was a long time ago. So I wonder if that's even gonna like, if that even matters if I need a shave gel or not, but I feel like it's gonna be good just to have it because there's a lot. Wow, what a speedy trip to the store. I took off all my makeup just to go there. So I picked out two things. I looked up best razor for women, and this one seemed to come up. So it's the Flamingo with Moisture Plus. I'm gonna try to do it influencer style. It has these moisture bars around it, and you know, like the typical moisture thing that you see on a razor. So I remember using something like this long ago. I think it was like they had these thick bars that were on it. Was it like Venus or something? But that was before I stopped shaving. So I'm so curious if like technology has changed since then, or if we're still kind of where we are. But this one, top rated, so I wanted to make sure that I avoided razor bumps and all that, which is why I also bought this. It is a Coconut Delight Moisturizing Shave Gel. So my boyfriend actually said that he prefers using gel when he shaves. So I figured why not try it, because I want to avoid little red dots. I've never used a shaving gel in my life, so I'm curious to see how this is gonna go. And then, of course, I am my trusty Manscaper. I use this thing all the time. I love my Manscaper. It gets really close in my bikini area without hurting me at all. Like I can get in all the crevices. I even use it for my butt crack too. So any woman who's afraid of using something that's called a Manscaper, don't be. This was really meant for us because we have to trim our bushes all the time. I also love that this is animal test free and it's vegan, and it was like $3.99, which compared to a lot of other stuff was definitely the cheapest option. So I hope that it delivers good quality too, and I hope it smells good too, because I love the smell of coconut. So without further ado, let's get shaving. There's so much hair here. There's a lot to get through. I don't know if my razor, even that like nicer moisturizing one, will be able to tackle all of this. So I'm gonna trim it first with my Manscaper, and then I'm gonna go in with the razor, and then I'm gonna see my armpits for the first time in like, I don't know, almost 10 years. I'm kind of getting sad about it now. I was so excited to make this video and try a new change, but like it's such a big part of me. I'm gonna miss them. But I am excited to see what it's like when I don't have them. And of course, they're gonna grow in. Actually, I know that these suckers grow. I mean, that is their full potential. This is probably like, I could grow this back in like a month to 2. So, all right, sayonara. I'm gonna put this here. Oh my gosh. Just like chunks of my hair are just falling down to the ground. There's gonna be a lot of hair on the ground after I'm done with this. Huge difference already. So this is like normally kind of how I trim it. So I like to keep a little bit of length, but this is full on grown. Can't be stopped. All right. So I gotta do the other side now. So much hair. There's hair all over my body and all over the ground. Ooh, is it time to shave them? I think so. I think this is how you do it. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of the soap on there first. It's really lubing it up. I want it like wet. There we go. Okay, it's time to shave. Oh, already I don't like that. Probably because I didn't put them all the way down to the closest trim. That's why it's so scratchy like that. Here's my hair. Oh, wow. That is like the shortest I've seen my armpit hair in a really long time. Oh, there's too much hair on there to even shave. Here's my hair so far. This is so strange. I mean, they look good, right? Oh, wow. It's so just different. It's so bare. I feel like I should have something here, you know? I mean, that wasn't so bad shaving wise. I definitely could clean it up. Wow. Oh, there's a spot right there. It's hard doing this when your phone is your mirror and it's backwards. There we go. This feels like a new version of me. It's like blue. So that's what they look like. Okay, time for the other side. All right, I'm all wet. I'm moist. I don't know why people hate that word so much. It's never bothered me. Oh, here we go. So far, just from 3 swipes. My armpit kind of stings over here. Did I shave too close or something? It's almost, oh, that's my armpit. All right, I'm gonna give it a good look in here. I think I did it. And that's the last shave for my armpits. Are you ready? What do we think? Okay, now I'm going to oil them up. I'm so curious how it's going to be because usually my hair like sucks up a lot of oil and I have to put a lot on. I have a feeling I'm only going to need 1 pump of this. Oh my. Oh yeah, I only need 1 pump. That's crazy. It really is so smooth. Where's my hair? The oil makes it feel nice and smooth and soft. Like it was kind of burning, like a little bit. Not terribly, but sometimes I can feel, ooh, oh, I'm slippery. Oh, I'm slipping and sliding in here. I really forgot how that felt. It smells nice too. Brazil nut body oil from Trader Joe's. It smells amazing. Okay, now I am going to fill up the bath and then it's time for my legs and then my bush. So I'm going to show you some of the legs. I don't know if I should trim a little bit first and then shave. I don't know. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. All right, that feels like a little more than lukewarm. That's nice. All right, we're going to fill her up and then I'm going to get in. So we've got some warm water and I'm going to be exfoliating with this pecan butter crunch, which smells so amazing. It's like sugary maple pecan. Oh, it smells so good. It makes my skin feel smoother than it ever has. Ever. Like legitimately. I've never felt my skin feel smoother. So I'm curious how it's going to help my shaving and see if it helps me get closer or even just make it feel smoother. Oh, my skin already does feel nice and soft, even with the hair. Oh my gosh, it's time to shave it. I have a feeling this is going to take a long time. Here, let me start just a good chunk right up here. Oh my god. I wish they had like better hair catchers. I don't want it all in my bath, but I guess that's how we're gonna have to do it. If you have any better solutions, let me know. Wow, it's really stuck in there. Oh, there's even more. Look at that so far though. Can you see the shine? Shing, sparkle, sparkle. I haven't seen my legs like shine like that in so long. That was so much hair. Ow. This bath is gonna be full of my hair. And I'm gonna have to keep yanking it out of the razor too. There's so much getting stuck in there. The difference so far. Oh my god. Oh, and you can see my birthmark. I have a birthmark right here. Now you can see it's like a little heart. I haven't seen that in so many years. I totally forgot I even had that. Wow. Shaving really shows you your true side, your true self, what you are underneath. It's like I'm a different color. See, look at that. You can totally see the difference. My hairy kneecap. Kneecap hair. Selling for $4,000.
What I like about this razor is that it really doesn't feel like it's gonna cut me. I feel like I've been just kind of scraping in all these different directions and stuff, and I have not nicked myself once. It doesn't feel like it hurts when I'm shaving. And so far, the results, pretty cool.
Gotta shave my prickly cactus.
That is so shiny.
All right, and now I gotta do the top half. This is the most comfortable backrest I've ever had. It's either that or I squish in here. Then I can't move my arms very well, but you know what? Maybe I'll just try this for a little bit. I'm scooping up so much hair. It's crazy hairy in this bath. Lumps and lumps of hair. I might have to switch like razor attachments soon because this one is definitely, it's used by this point. This would have lasted me multiple shaves if I were just like doing maintenance instead of shaving off all of this crazy hair. I'm getting close to the bush, but that's gonna be next. I just want to see a full leg comparison of what it looks like shaved and not shaved. Right now I can't super see it, so I'm just going off of vibes. Wow, I haven't seen myself with this little hair in so long. These hairs you can't see as much, and they're like really blonde on here, but it is taking so many passes at these just to get them away. These are some strong swimmers. Look at it up here with me, okay? Wow, look how white my leg is, and look how dark this looks. That's crazy. I feel like a different person. It's kind of nice though. It's nice and soft and wow, this is really nice. Which one belongs to me? So this took at least 20 minutes to do the whole leg. So I'm going to have to spend another 20 minutes doing this one. But it's just so much hair. And I'm probably going to have to replace one of these because this is how much I've used it now. So this used to be a lot thicker and so did this. It's kind of, actually, that's gone. That's basically gone. So I do have to change this out. And then when I do, I'm going to work on the other leg. And then comes the bush. Okay, so I am running out of storage. So because this took me so long, I'm just going to do this side by myself, not with your help. And I will show you what it looks like after I'm done. Guess what? Look at my legs. They are different. They're so smooth and shiny, and I think they look really sexy, honestly. I do like the look of shaved legs. Now, do I like that I just spent 45 minutes shaving them? No, I do not. I really don't. But am I gonna enjoy this? I think I am. I hope that the growing out process doesn't suck. I was worried about like not having anything else besides this to shave with, but I hope that this is enough. Also, I still have my bush to go, so I hope that whatever I have left of my razor is gonna last, because this is a lot of hair, like a lot of hair. So I just finished shaving my whole body. My legs are so smooth, my bush slippery, and my armpits are bare. But I'm going to take a shower so I can get all of this hair off of me because I'm covered in tiny little micro pubes all over me. Shower time. I'm excited to try new things being freshly shaved. So I just shaved my entire body Well, not my eyebrows or anything, but I put on clothes for the first time and I was not expecting to feel that. I totally forgot that there's this feeling when you're in pants, especially something that's kind of like loose like this, when you just freshly shave. It's like buttery smooth. It is silky. It's like I don't even need these silk sheets that I'm going to try. I feel like I can feel some air on me, but there's like lotion on it, so it's nice and soft and smooth. Like that it doesn't feel as harsh, which it didn't really feel harsh. It felt normal when I had hair. It didn't really feel like it was like itchy or abrasive, or it didn't feel like a lot of hairs were really even being caught or friction a lot. I just felt like maybe a little bit warmer, maybe like there's like a little blanket, but like a very, very light blanket. Because this, I feel colder. My legs are colder, they're smoother, they feel great. And I know that this feeling isn't going to last because once it starts growing in, it's not going to feel as silky, buttery smooth, but I'm going to live this out while I can because I haven't done this in so long. So I'm going to get in these silk sheets, which I bought for this. And I want to see what it feels like when I get just all cuddly up in there because I know that my legs are going to feel, I don't know, actually, maybe it's going to feel like this. Maybe it's going to feel a little bit different. We're going to find out. So I'm going to pretend I'm sleepy and I'm just ready to cuddle at night. I have freshly shaved legs and I'm really excited to see how this feels underneath here. Ooh. Oh, hello. You know what? I feel like I want to feel this sheen side instead of the matte side. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. So it kind of feels like the pants, really. It just feels like it's nice to be able to touch my legs together because those are nice and silky smooth too. So it's like this velvety, but no friction, just like smooth. It feels so nice. It really does. I am going to relish in this moment. Yeah, that feels nice. Wow. This is a feeling I have not felt in so long. When you shave your legs, do you do this all the time? Because I would be doing that if I were you. I cannot get over how this feels. This is so cool. If I had hairy legs right now, I would feel, I don't know, it feels like there's a barrier between me and the fabric that I'm touching. So it wouldn't give me the smooth, soft feeling that I'm feeling at all. It would be soft on me. It's like when you touch skin to skin with somebody, it's so different than when you touch like clothes to clothes. So that's kind of what I'm getting right now is that like skin to skin action. And boy, do I like it. So the next thing that I'm going to do in these silky sheets is, you guessed it, have sex. I am so excited to see how it feels, not just on the silk sheets. Obviously, I'm going to like that, but I want to see how all the sensations feel. I want to know what it feels like when I am eaten out, when I am getting penetrated. I have no idea what this is going to feel like. I haven't been shaved down there in so long. I've been trimmed. And like I said, it's a barrier. There's a barrier there that you can't feel like all the skin to skin stuff. And luckily, my partner also shaved. So we're going to get a little bit closer together for this one. So if you want to see that part, you're going to have to go to the special corners of the internet to find those. So I have learned the hard way that lube on a freshly shaved pussy, ow, is not good. Don't do that because it stings and it burns, especially if you happened to cut yourself. Ow. So it's been a little less than 24 hours and I have notes. So I shaved for, it took almost 3 hours last night. I had to do my armpits, my bush, and my legs. And just one leg took like 30 minutes. It was so much work. So I spent like a quarter of my day just shaving. So I've written down some notes of what I think the shaving process was like, how having sex was, and just how I feel today. So, first thing, when I get goosebumps, I can feel them a lot more now and it's more painful, which is really interesting. So, when I get goosebumps, especially on my legs, which, oh, right now, um, so when I would get goosebumps, you'd just feel like your skin just like raising. But with this, I can feel the hair like jutting out of my skin, which is super strange. And it's not even when I like rub it against things. It's like I can just feel it just going, which is such a strange and bizarre feeling that I did not expect at all. Also, it was just really hard to shave in this area. I had no problem shaving here and no problem shaving on my legs. I was going, and so much hair was coming off. But when I got to my vulva, I cut myself multiple times. Like, I had to stop my shaving video because I couldn't get blood on the video and I didn't want to show you guys that. And also, my sites don't allow blood. So, it wasn't great. I really actually hated the shaving process of my just whole genital area. It's very sensitive down there. The hair, when it's being pulled and tugged like against the grain, sucks. It's like it's like nails on a chalkboard, but you feel it on your pussy. And the razor, it was great and it had like so much like lubricant, like moisturizer, soap around it, which really, really helped. But as for the bikini area, I lathered myself in that shaving gel. So I'm so glad I bought that. And I still have a lot of difficulty because the hair grows in so many different directions. So you're trying to like go along with the different directions and then sometimes you move it and you cut yourself. I have learned a lot more skin tags down on my genital area than I was expecting to have. So while I was shaving, trigger warning, I cut one of my skin tags. I didn't like cut it off or anything, but like it definitely got caught on there. And that was the thing that bled the most, unfortunately. So that area, especially being so sensitive and the skin is just like so easily to cut. And also, there's so many crevices, like in my hip crease right here. It was so difficult to get my razor to go in there. I don't know if it's because it had the moisture bars on the top and the bottom that made it like thicker to like get in that area. But I ended up just like using a trimmer for some areas. So I used a trimmer for my butt because I tried that and that was no. I tried near my like vaginal opening, probably the most impossible task. And I was so nervous about cutting myself there. And I did. And there's probably a few actually hairs like inside my labia that just are not going to go away. I had to trim it for the most part in there, but I did do a lot of shaving, but it's hard. How do you do that? I personally do not ever want to go through that experience again, and this just reminded me why I don't like shaving. It's not even the act of having to take all the time, which yes it does, and it's not even like how it grows out, which I'm going to hate. I'm gonna hate it. I'm already starting to loathe it. But the shaving part sucks. I really, really hate it. Also, about like an hour after I shaved, I started to notice some red bumps, specifically around when, so my razor, it only came with two attachments, and the moisture bars around them for all of the shaving I did, I went through 2 of them. So I was really trying to conserve near the end. So I was doing some shaving techniques that are probably not good for your skin, but it was either that or I lost all the moisture that I was using. So it was like, okay, what do you want? Actually, let me see if I can see them and show you. You probably can't see it as well. So I definitely have some like red bumps. Not as many as I was anticipating, honestly. They really only happened where I like used the razor instead of just doing one quick swift motion. I went to get as much hair off as I could. And that's where I got most of the razor burn. The hair, the way that it's growing in, it's going at an alarmingly fast rate. I knew that this was going to happen because I remember when I would shave, it's like, okay, you get that like good couple hours where it feels really nice and soft and smooth. And then after that, it starts growing in, especially on the bush. It grows so prickly, which in my shaving video I said is why I'm called a cactus, but it's not. It's really not. I really do not like that feeling at all, and I don't want to identify with it. Right now on my legs, it feels fine. It feels like some hair is growing in, but it still feels pretty smooth. But on my bush, especially in areas where I didn't want to create like a bunch of razor burn, it's growing in already. And speaking of, when I had sex last night, I did not enjoy it as much. I really didn't. So here's the reason why. The hair was growing in, and especially near like where I get penetrated. When I was getting penetrated, the penis was like pushing in onto my prickly hair and it was pushing into my own skin. So not only did my partner feel that, and he didn't super enjoy that, especially when you're just trying to nestle in there and just enjoy the moisture and the lubrication between the lips. That was like he wanted to stop. He did not like that like teasing. And the penetration felt a little better for him, but it felt worse for me, honestly. I would have just preferred him sliding in like a hot dog. But I still went through with it, obviously, and I enjoyed it for the most part. I think what I really enjoyed the most about it was not the penetration, was not the sex. It was getting eaten out. That was heaven. Oh my God. It's like what I imagined being eaten out would feel like. And I've just been hairy. I've been trimmed, and I have enjoyed being eaten out when I'm trimmed for sure. But this was like a totally different experience. It felt like there was no barrier between me and his tongue. So I felt like a lot more of the moisture. I felt like a lot more of like the details of how his tongue moved. And I feel like we were melded as one. But I really enjoyed it. And that is the only reason I would want to shave again, actually. And yes, maybe I made this video just because I wanted to see what it would be like to be eaten out with no hair. Because I really love being eaten. But I don't know how I'm going to feel the next couple times it happens because my hair is going to be growing in. It might be prickly for me, it might be prickly for my partner. So I don't know what to expect. I hope it still kind of feels good as, I grow it out, but I have no idea what to expect. I really don't. I just remember that when I was growing out my hair the last couple times I shaved, which was like almost 10 years ago, I remember the hair coming in and like, especially in the vaginal area or in the thighs where you're kind of like rubbing together or you're like putting your skin together in some way. That sucks. It really sucks. It feels just like you feel all the prickly hairs hitting against each other. And I know in the next couple days, I'm going to be really miserable. I'm going to be itchy. I'm going to be putting a lot of lotion on. I feel dry. I really do. I feel, which is really weird because I know that I said that when I'm hairy, that it feels drier because it soaks up all the moisture. But this is a different kind of dry feeling. It's not like unattainable moisture, which immediately it's moisture. But then I feel like it goes away. It stings a little bit, especially after I shaved, especially on my armpits. It stung. And it's like this dry feeling. Oh, my vaginal lips, my labia when they're dry, usually I hate it. it's just a terrible feeling. But this, when my partner was touching me and like fingering me to get me like, excited and lubricated and all that kind of stuff, I did not like the sensation of him touching my dry labia and my dry vulva. I actually felt so uncomfortable that I was like, my whole nervous system felt like it was like being attacked. It was so uncomfortable. And now I'm learning that when you're shaved, yes, it is easier to like put oil and moisture on, but there's this feeling of when it's dry that is just like, it's, when your lips are so chapped and they like get stuck to each other, and then you're trying to take your lips apart and it just hurts. So 0 out of 10, do not recommend that one. That's probably my least favorite sensation out of this entire experience so far. I do have another video that I'm filming tonight. It's a Halloween video, and we may be just doing a but we may just like do more stuff. And I'm curious to see how that's going to do like a full 24 hours after I shave. But I will be doing some tests the next couple weeks and updating you all of what my experience will be like. I want you to all hear the experiences of what it's like before, during, and after, because I know not a lot of people shave their genitals, especially like people who are male presenting or who have penises. So I want you all to know what it's like going through this, just so that you can see like cute shaved pussies on Pornhub and in your favorite creators' content. I want you to know how much we go through just to be able to create something like that for you, like this visual representation of something that looks good. But for me personally, it just doesn't feel as amazing. So here we go on our journey, and I'm going to update you in the next couple weeks just so I can get this whole hair growing out transformation feeling and give you the dirty deets. As for my armpits, I already smell. So I don't think that it actually does that much of a difference being hairy and shaving, because I've already had to put deodorant on this morning and I am sweating and I already smell through it. I didn't put antiperspirant on, which is probably why I just put deodorant on just to see what it would be like. But even with the deodorant on, I can smell myself. So as much as like hair kind of like keeps it and soaks that smell and the odor in, it just smells. It just does. It doesn't feel, actually, it does feel kind of sweaty. It feels more moist in there instead of, like feeling all the hair sucking up everything. So it does feel more like, but yeah, for the most part, I still stink. That's just a human thing. People stink, whether they have hair under their arms or not. It's been 2 months and 1 week since I shaved. You can't see it right now, but the bush is back, baby. It is basically almost fully grown in. I feel like it has a little bit more potential, but it's getting to that point that my underwear feels like it's wearing underwear. I have thoughts, I have notes, I have raging emotions. So something that I left out last time, the day after I shaved, was that when my leg hair was growing in, it grows in so fast and it grows in so prickly. So when I was getting into bed, so the first time I did the silk sheets experiment, I was like, ooh, this feels amazing. And then literally 8 hours later, when I did that in bed to go to sleep, nightmare. It's just hairs, prickly hairs, stabbing each other, doing this, and it's awful. And it was anytime I would touch my legs to each other, just walking, like my legs would touch each other and it was painful. So I tried not walking like this. I had to walk like this a little bit, or make sure I had pants on. But even when I had pants on, you can kind of feel the prickliness, especially when like the fabric would move against the grain of the way that your hair was growing. So my hair, fabric, having a little war. And I particularly did not like that at all. It was painful. And this feeling actually didn't stop until about like 2 to 4 weeks in. 2 weeks later, my legs were still prickly, but longer. And 3 weeks, it took 3 weeks, they were finally soft enough where it didn't bother me. My leg hair was soft, but it still did have a few pricklies, even after 3 weeks. It probably took about like a month and a half for me to just fully have the softness back again. So 1 month later, my legs were finally soft and hairy again, but I would still feel prickly when I was cold. So even though it wasn't like all the time, but when I would get goosebumps, little goose pimples, I would feel certain hairs sticking out, and then they would hit each other, and then the terror would happen all over again. So it took like a solid month and a half to 2 for me to not have the smaller prickly hairs that weren't growing as much, or maybe they were like rubbing in my jeans, so they weren't like growing as long as the other ones. When I shave my legs, I become a cactus. But when I let them grow, they're a nice soft little fuzzy cactus. So I wrote that my armpits were the least favorite feeling I had throughout the whole entire experience. They were itchy, and it happened so soon. I did talk about that the next day, that my armpits were kind of feeling a little itchy and they burned right after. I definitely hated when they were prickly, and it took a really long time for those to grow out too. It's kind of like the leg hairs. When you have prickly hairs sticking out like this in all directions like this, then when you close your arm and you move it like that, pain, I tell you. Like, I genuinely had so much overstimulation of feelings throughout my body because I was so conscious of this prickly feeling happening everywhere, on my legs, armpits, and my bush. My bush took, like everything else, 3 weeks to fully grow in, and I had red bumps up through the 3 weeks. So, and that was, I was trying to be so careful when I was shaving my pubic hair, because I know that that's a very sensitive area, and I was already having a lot of trouble like getting into certain areas, and I nicked myself a little bit, but I hated the feeling of it growing in on my pubic mound. Not only did I not like the feel of it, I just really didn't like the look of it, especially like the red bumps when they lasted so long. It's such a short thing to do for such a long recovery period. I feel like I didn't feel sexy for a couple weeks, at least, probably up until a month, because my hair was growing in. It felt uncomfortable. It would chafe against anything. When it got tugged on, I hate it. And the red bumps were just not cute or aesthetic or pretty. And it kind of made me feel a little less about my appearance, especially when I showed up in sexual ways with my partner. I just didn't feel as confident in my looks, and I felt just so uncomfortable that I really didn't show up my best within like the first month of being shaved with my partner. And I feel really bad about that because he's so lovely. And on top of that, I never stopped feeling dry. One of my least favorite feelings in the world is feeling dry. And your skin gets tight and it sticks against each other like when you lick a frozen pole with your tongue and you're just like stuck. Oh, I had to put lotion on multiple times a day. On my legs, on my armpits, on my bush. I put so much oil on that thing. I usually put it on because my hair makes it dry and soaks up all the moisture and all that kind of thing. In this case, it was because my hair was growing in at such a prickly texture and my skin was dry. I really don't know why. I wonder if it's because of the razor. Did it like exfoliate me in a way that made me super dry? Like, I legitimately don't understand why I was so dry. And I was burning and itching, and I just needed so much much moisture on all the parts that I shaved. And it really sucked because I love being eaten out. I love it. And especially my partner is really good at it. And I did not enjoy it whatsoever. 10 seconds in, I was like, excuse me, sir, get your tongue out of there. I do not want this at all. It was so uncomfortable. I felt like I had to kind of like regroup mentally. I felt like it really took me out of my sensual space, my comfortability in my body, and the way that I showed out for my partner, and I kind of had to take a second. And then we enjoyed the rest, but honestly, still prickly. Getting eaten out did not feel good. And also getting penetrated didn't feel that good either. It really didn't feel good until at least a month later when everything was like softer and growing in. Genuine question to people who shave. Do you like the growing out process? How long does it take for you to shave and then shave again? I have so many questions of how you can actually enjoy this experience. Do you use different other products? Did I do something wrong? Is that why it really sucked? I tried to do my best, but I'm sure that there's other techniques and ways that people shave to make it a better experience and better growing out, to avoid the bumps and avoid the itching. I just don't know how you get past the growing out the hair part. Especially, so imagine you shave, you get ready, you're going on a date, you go to the location, you have the date, you come back from the location, you're getting a little saucy with your partner or your date, and then you have sex. That's what, 5, 6, 7 hours? I mean, unless you're really quick with your dates and you really want to get to the business sooner. But that's so long. That's as long as it took for my hair to grow back in. Do you enjoy that experience? Do you enjoy having sex with your hair pricking in? And I have a question for the people having sex with the people who shave. Do you like it? Do you mind the hair growing in? Do you mind feeling it? Because I know my partner definitely felt it when we were having sex. And I mean, we still enjoyed it as much as we could, but it was not as pleasurable as it usually is. So I'm curious, just all around, every gender, every person, what is your experience knowing people who shave? I want you to write it down in the comments. I want to know everything. I want to learn. I genuinely would like to learn. And I want to know that if I ever have to shave again, how can I make it better? I don't plan on it, but if I have to, or if somebody pays me money, I'll do it. But let me know, because I'm genuinely curious. Aesthetics wise, I really missed the look of my armpit hair and my bush, or at least even a little bit covering it. I felt really bare. And I also felt pubescent in kind of a way, and hair feels womanly to me. And being shaved down there made me feel a little more infantile, and that kind of made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, honestly, because I don't like imagining myself as a younger person, especially when I'm looking at my genitals, especially when I'm having sex with my partner. I did not want to be in that kind of space, and it just genuinely wasn't a look that made me super turned on, which is really funny because when I watch porn, actually, I mean, I guess that's just more like what mainstream brings out and shoots, is most everybody is wax shaved, pretty bare down there, or like a landing strip or something like that. So I've been just really used to watching that kind of content. Every now and then I'll see a hairy girl and I'll go, yay! And if I like their content, I like their content. But a lot of the stuff that I've watched, people are bare, and I find that attractive. But on me, I didn't find it as attractive. I really found it kind of off-putting, really. But I mean, I made some content and it looks really good, and I got to explore this new side of myself. So I don't know. It was an experience. It's not one that I would really do again, I think, unless somebody really wanted to pay me a good amount of money, because the aftermath and how long it took to just recover from one freaking shave. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to put myself through that again. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of do it how I've been doing it, is grow it out for my fans, and then when it's kind of feeling a little too coarse and bushy and thick, I'll trim it down using my manscaper. And then when I want to grow it back out, I will. It just makes so much more sense and it takes less time. It is way less chafing and it doesn't hurt. Like trimming, especially with a manscaper, I don't think I've ever cut myself. And if I have, it's like a little, not like what I did with the razor, where I was like bleeding for a couple minutes, like consistently. And my hairy fans will be so happy to know that my hypothesis was correct. I hated shaving. I hated it. I hated the whole experience. I only genuinely enjoyed 2 seconds of it until it started growing in. So you can bet that I'm going to be making a lot more content with body hair. So don't you worry your cute little heads. I really wanted to like this experience. Like I went into this feeling a little hesitant, but optimistic because I remember that I had shaved in the past and I don't remember hating it this much. I don't know if it's a I'm growing older kind of thing and my body's more sensitive, or if I just always hated it and I don't remember because it's been so long. But the whole experience was just so sensory overloading. I felt so overwhelmed. I felt uncomfortable, itchy, chafy, dry. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin and my own clothes. I'm gonna have way less maintenance now, here, and here. Yes, I'll probably still have to use more lube and oil. Yes, I'll probably still have to work with a thick, coarse bush, but in comparison to everything, I'd take it any day. Any day. Oh, I love my bush. I love my armpit hair. I really love my armpit hair. And I love my leg hair. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was super long and it was comprehensive, but I really just wanted to show the full experience. I hope you learned about what it's like to be a hairy person, about what it's like to shave, about what it's like to be a hairy woman, especially a hairy woman sex worker, because I feel like this is an experience that not a lot of people get to really even see in public or be able to talk to somebody about this or even know what this kind of experience is like, or if you've ever questioned wanting to have body hair, or if you've ever questioned why am I shaving. I hope that this was eye-opening for you, as it really was eye-opening for me too. I really hope that you take something away from this, whether it's learning about my experience or trying something for yourself, or learning about experiences so that you can appreciate your partner more who shaves, because we go through a lot to feel beautiful, and if some people feel beautiful shaving, that's amazing. Me personally, I don't. Even though this experience sucked, I'm really glad that I did it, because now I have the knowledge to be able to share with other people, with myself, and now I know I never want to shave again. Yay!